Assalamu alaikum, bhai bacha. How you guys doing? And you might be wondering why I'm not making this video in Urdu. It's because this video is actually supposed to be in English. Okay, so forgive me if you don't understand it. I'll probably try to make another video later on in Urdu as well. Here's the thing. Yesterday, what happened was that early morning I was just going through my phone and I came across this news site which I really don't like. I'm not going to name the site, but they were mentioning about this social media influencer from an American descent, Alex, and she runs a page called I think it's called Lost with a Purpose blog, and I saw her video, and it turns out that her video was her presentation was censored, and she was just not allowed to present in front of our Prime Minister at the Pakistan Tourism Summit. And the reason for that being, she was criticizing, actually in my view, she was actually telling the God's honest truth about the travel in Pakistan for a foreigner, and eventually it wasn't allowed. Later on, what happened, her video that she had presented before the Prime Minister arrived at the venue, a piece of that was I think you can clearly see it was edited and shortened up, and it was presented to the on their Pakistan Tourism Summit page, and then they showed a photo of her sitting with the Prime Minister, talking to the Prime Minister. This was, I believe, a very cheap act on behalf of our Pakistan Tourism whatever summit guys, because they tried to undermine what she had said. What did she say? Let's talk about those things. Each and everything that I wanted to start my English vlog about and my English channel about was to help the guys who are foreigners who are coming into Pakistan for tourism, the problems they face and how they can overcome those issues. Remember one thing, your best friend is somebody who tells you your weaknesses and also tells you how you can overcome those things, how you can get rid of your problems. That guy is your best friend, not the person who always is there. Yeah, you know, my man, you're doing awesome, you're doing great job. Those guys are your fans. Your friends tell you your weaknesses and how you can rectify them. Your fans keeps telling you that, man, you're awesome, we love you, those things. So this lady, apparently, this girl is actually, I would call her, she's actually a friend of Pakistan, because she told an honest truth about Pakistan. Now, what did she say? Let's move on to that thing. Okay, first of all, she was talking about the traveling issues to Pakistan, traveling issues within Pakistan, and she said it's not easy because you have to go through NOCs if you're a foreigner. You get caught, you get harassed, you get detained by the authorities. These are all facts. And I am a local traveler within Pakistan, and I really have faced some of these issues at a very different level. Now, I must admit that, you know what, because I speak the language, there are certain things that I can do that foreigners cannot do, and obviously because I am a bearded guy, I run into issues that I can't explain to you. Well, certain people at certain checkposts, certain people have actually stopped me and caused problems for me. None of these things have been written. You have not been informed. When they stop you, they expect you to know the laws, they expect you to know the rules of the place, which you have never been told before. And somehow you are then perceived as the person who's guilty. So these are some of the things that I've actually come across. Okay, we're going to talk about this thing later on in my further videos. I'm trying to start some English videos. I'll probably start a separate English channel. Likely, hopefully tomorrow or the day after, I'll start publishing some of my first vlogs in English. She was talking about Mitti, of one guy who went to Mitti, Sindh, and he was harassed and detained by the authorities. This is actually a fact. Foreigners have a really tough time while traveling within, inside of the Sindh province. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a little thing. I flew a drone on top of the Makli necropolis, and I got questioned by some guy who never really showed me his identity. And then he expected me, and he was misbehaving constantly until I showed him some of my, connections. I said, okay, well, nothing's going to happen. I run a vlog, I run a travel vlog. I'm trying to promote tourism in Pakistan. I had some friends as cycling nomads, a couple who was cycling through Pakistan, and I told those guys that, you know what, yeah, now obviously once you visit Pakistan, you can go into the Kashmir, the Azad Kashmir side without any NOC, because that thing has been removed. Turns out it hasn't been. Okay, now as Alex has put it forward for us. Okay, so let's not believe everything that the social media is telling us. Let's believe what the ground realities are. What if I were to tell you that there were travelers in Pakistan who said that, people they just try to trick them into, taking selfies with them. There's a guy riding a bicycle, he tried to take his selfie while the other guys were behind them, just so that those guys would appear in his selfie. So these are the things that need to be addressed, okay? Another thing that she actually mentioned was that the Gora complex, this white approval addiction that we have, and that's actually a fact as well. I have seen brown people, I have seen brown people, let's say Latin Americans and other people coming to this country for visit, and they barely get any second look from our local folks. But if you're white and you speak English, apparently you get police escorts, everybody's out there, yes, please come here, only these things. I have a friend, you guys might know him, we're going to talk about this thing later on. The guy apparently looks white because he's Kashmiri, and he has some really good jokes. We're going to talk about that thing later on, okay? So rules not being implemented, these are the things that we need to address. Unless we address these things, unless we welcome this kind of criticism into our society, into our about our society, how are we going to move forward? How are we going to progress? She talked about the dress code. Obviously, what if a lady actually just walks around in a bikini, okay, like with a tank top, whatever, in our country? How do you think that people are going to perceive her? So unless you tell these guys, hey, we have a dress code when you come to Pakistan, this is not the same as coming to India. Pakistan is an Islamic republic. There's a dress code. There's a modesty that you have to adhere to, okay, while you're traveling around, especially meeting the people in public. Okay, this is actually a fact. You need to address these things. Another thing she was talking about was the PDA, the public display of affections. You have a girlfriend, you're hugging her, whatever, you're kissing her, whatever. In their country, wearing shorts and walking around with your girlfriends, hey, just living in the common law things, that thing is common. When they come here and they don't know the culture, they don't know about these things, what's going to happen? Do you not believe that people are going to give them a second look? People are going to feel comfortable with their presence? Obviously, these things need to be addressed. We have some of the worst traffic etiquettes, especially in my city, Karachi, in the world. Not just in Pakistan, in the entire world. Karachi is probably the second, if not the first, the most, has the worst traffic etiquettes in the world. So unless somebody comes up and tells us these things, how are we going to improve these things? I think that we should. I know it really makes me feel good at heart, and I hope it actually does the same to you guys as well. When Mark Weens comes to Pakistan and eats food here, okay, he went to Lalukhet, he went to Liaquatabad and tried the biryani there. I've never been to Liaquatabad at that biryani stall. So I was like, wow, this guy actually went there. And I know it hurts a lot of folks, especially in certain countries, when they see Pakistan being portrayed in a very positive manner. Okay, what's his name? I've spoken to the guy at Motorcycle Adventures. I've spoken to the guys at Cycling Nomads. Rosie Gabriel, I went to her meetup. I just didn't get a chance to meet her because the only thing I wanted to ask her was, well, what is your criticism of my country? But you should welcome this kind of criticism. I know we have been through a really tough phase. I've been to some really worst times of my life in the past 18 or 19 years. Tourism has taken a nosedive. Our country's reputation has taken a nosedive. But now that these guys are coming in, well, not just we should welcome those people, we should also welcome criticism. And I found that the people who welcome criticism are the guys who progress the most. So why not, as a nation, we welcome such kind of criticism about our country? How else are we going to find out? If you don't know your flaws, how are you going to progress? How are you going to go forward? Just like a brief video, I spoke to Alex. She also has just published a video on her channel about this kind of censorship, and then an attempt by the Pakistan Tourism Summit trying to undermine what she said. Go ahead and do watch that video. Okay, till next time, take care. Allah Hafiz. Well, this was actually supposed to be just a video in English, okay, but let me just say my tagline: ride safe, wear a helmet. Okay guys, travel safe, and do let me know what you think.